Companies with large bill of materials, thousands to 10,000s of parts, often use Excel as their go-to solution to manage substantial amounts of data associated with each part and its status. This introduces all sorts of risks. This low-code app minimizes this risk by connecting to the Siemens Teamcenter solution without any heavy lifting and therefore keeps the core system clean. Plan for Every Part also collects data from ERP systems and allows us to collaborate with various teams to collect, review, and approve critical information. The application effectively combines PLM, ERP, and people collaboration. Let's take a closer look at the features and capabilities of this Plan for Every Part application. As the program manager logs on, the application will present the option to either look at programs and their respective projects, or he can switch to his program dashboard via the left side menu. We have 3 programs that are actively being managed by the program manager. We'll zoom into the 1145 buggy production program for more details. 2 bills of materials have been included in this program, each synchronized with Teamcenter. You can see that for each project, the application shows the number of overdue and at-risk sub-items. That indicates whether the requested information status caused the program item to be on time, at risk, or overdue. Let's open the first bill of material containing approximately 189 parts. Here we see the header information showing rolled up data points as well as the targeted objectives. Using the Edit Objectives button, the program manager can adjust the target values. When we open the bill of material in TreeView, we can already see which items are causing the program overdue status, as well as those items that are in a status of at risk. The TreeView also indicates if information is missing or completed. A single click on the part will bring up its details, which includes bill of material details, the 3D representation of the part, as well as the attributes the program manager is managing using this application. Keep in mind that this is a highly adaptable application, and therefore any attribute or group of attributes can easily be added or removed, as this low-code application is entirely adaptable to your specific needs. The attributes we used here and logically grouped together by item, supplier, order, location, and usage are chosen purely for this demonstration. Each attribute can be associated with a manual entry or have an option to get the data from an external system. The application allows the user to request pricing information from SAP. If no pricing information is available, the application can trigger a process in SAP to request the information. We also configured specific attribute values to roll up to the project item level. You can change, for example, the weight attribute, when the weight of the part is changed, the total increases. If we continue to increase the weight, the application will validate that increase against the target objective and warn the user, allowing the user to take the appropriate action. Attributes are grouped with each group having a dedicated team as the owner. The program manager can request the team to provide the required information. In this case, the data is owned by another department and a default contact person. Each request is time-bound with a specific due date. The mendix workflow will route the request to the allocated user's inbox and govern its status. The application will use the configurable tolerances to validate the due date and update the status accordingly. As we have defined the due date close to the current page, the application marked the item request as at risk. The application will now route the request using the mendix workflow automation to Sinai for further processing. Having been notified by the application, the Supply Risk Manager can now look in her inbox to see the open tasks. The Supply Risk Manager can now provide the requested information with a quick note to the Program Manager. Note that if the Supply Risk Manager does not provide the data in time based on the due date, the Program Manager will be notified, and the program will show an overdue status. The application will automate the routing back to the Program Manager, who can reject or approve the submitted data. Going back to the Program Manager, he can review the note, look at the proposed data, and accept. As soon as he does, the at-risk status is removed, and the status reflects the notion that the rest of the information can continue to be requested. Let's look at what the dashboard offers to the program manager to govern the large bill of material. The dashboard shows information key indicators such as the total number of overdue requests. It also includes all open requests for the relevant programs and the tasks for the program manager himself. Using the dashboard view, the program manager can quickly see how many items are overdue, at risk, and can drill down into more information. These are just two examples of how Mendix can provide flexible and user-friendly pages to help manage enormous amounts of data that are managed outside the core systems, mostly using Excel spreadsheets instead. With this short demo, we have shown you a user-rich experience connected to PLM without any customizing of these systems, developed in low-code with Mendix. This is a Mendix application developed in low-code that extends Teamcenter, our PLM solution. This app provides additional capabilities to manage the part material data process through an easy-to-use application that can be configured to the user's specific requirements. As a program manager, I want to add a supplier email address to the supplier details so I can easily reach out to the supplier via email. Let's open Mendix Studio Pro and go to the domain model. Here we can find the material supplier entity. We can add a new attribute by clicking on New and entering the attribute name. Let's make sure the access rules are set so the new attribute can be used. We'll give read-write access so the email can be entered. By closing the domain model, we'll be prompted to save these changes. Using the goto function and typing supplier_info, we can select the snippet that contains all the supplier details. We can copy one of the existing attributes and paste it in the free layout field and change the caption to email. Instead of just text being displayed, we would like an email window to be opened when clicking on the email address. Therefore, we need to drag and drop a data view from the toolbox into our data container. Select our material supplier entity, click on OK, and make sure the content is not filled automatically. Instead, we can right-click inside the data view and click Add Widget to add a link button. For the caption of the link button, we will select the email address by choosing the correct attribute as our parameter and adding it as our caption. Change the link type to email. Use the email attribute as our target address, and delete the old values that we no longer need. Now we also need to make sure that the program manager can edit the email address by adding the field to the supplier edits page. Using the goto function and typing supplier_edit, we can open the material supplier edit snippet. Here we can right-click on the bottom of the data view to add the text box widget. Select the email attribute as our data source and click OK. Let's save our changes and rerun the app so that we can see our new functionality. Currently, the email entry is still empty, so let's click on the edit icon and add an email address. After clicking save, the email information is saved to the database and we can click on the email address to open our email message.